Okay, guys, a lot of stuff to talk about today. First of all, Joe Rogan going carnivore. Let's talk about that. We'll talk about that towards the end of the video if you guys want to skip ahead of the other BS or whatever I put out here. First of all, I'd like to say one person commented about Bart K doing a video on Mick the Vegan, not Mick the Vegan, on Dave Asprey. He's probably done a video on Mick the Vegan as well. Check out Bart's review of Dave Asprey. Bart's been on my podcast. I communicate with Bart. Bart's a good guy. All right, but first, let's check out this quick video here, looking at just, again, more success stuff. Sorry, I keep putting out success, guys. I think we should continue to share that stuff. Okay, World Carnivore Month. We got about 9,000 people signed up. We're still accepting signups. It's completely free. Go to meatrx.com, sign up for free. If you want to join for free, you can do that as well. You can enjoy all the member benefits, discounts on meat and other products, daily meetings, online video chats, so on and so forth. That I think is well worth checking it out. All right, let's do a quick little... This is another video that I'm going to include, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy. Let's let Quick Dick McDick tell us about climate change and what actually goes on. And I think you guys will find this a very humorous but actually very insightful take on the climate activism and, you know, saving the planet by changing our diet, by not eating meat and eating plant-based products, so on and so forth. Check this out. I think you guys will enjoy it.
We will never forgive you. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
Now is the time to act and reduce carbon emissions.
Quick Dick McDick coming to you here with the Quick Dick McDick Toonie, where you get $2 worth of my opinions, because 2 cents don't buy very much anymore. Today, we're talking about how a vegan diet combats climate change. Now, it has been made very public by certain environmental protesters, one whose last name is shared with a Japanese motorcycle, that switching to a vegan diet will help combat climate change. Quick Dick has a fantastic idea. While all of you, climate change is a global crisis and stop the pipeline protesters, spread your vegan margarine onto your gluten-free bagels, let's have a close look at how that margarine is made. Fun fact about vegan margarine, it is made of 74% canola and sunflower oil. But Quick Dick, where do these products come from? Well, first you need to fertilize and seed a canola crop, which takes an anhydrous tank, and then one of these, being pulled by one of these. Then once it starts to grow, it needs to be sprayed by one of these. Then once the time is right, we take one of these, hook it onto one of these, and then we cut the crop. Then we take one of these and we separate the seed from the plant. Then in turn, it gets dumped into one of these. Then it goes into one of these. Oh, hey, blue ball. Now, can anybody tell Quick Dick what product is required to make all of this equipment work? I'll give you a hint. It burns, it goes in here, and it is not the tears of a Swedish environmentalist. I'll give you another hint. It goes in here, and it is not peat moss. I'll give you another hint. It goes in here, and it is not the hopes and dreams of protesters. I'll give you another hint. It's used to make this, and it's also used to make the electronic device on which you are watching Quick Dick right now, and it is not bamboo. And now that our crop's off the field with an unseasonably wet and cold fall harvest season, we have to dry it all. Dirty global warming. So then the canola crop needs to go through one of these. Can anyone guess what it takes to make one of these work? It takes this. Can anybody guess what this is? I'll give you a hint. It's found in a gaseous form. I'll give you another hint. It runs your hot water heater, your furnace, the boilers in these plants that make this vegan margarine, and it is not unicorn farts. Our canola gets hauled to a crushing plant where it gets turned into oil and loaded into one of those things. Then the canola oil gets pulled to a food processing plant by one of these, a locomotive. Can anyone tell Quick Dick what powers a locomotive? I'll give you a hint. It burns, and it is not environmental and pipeline protesters peddling the train. Well, what's the matter? Is that vegan margarine starting to taste a little bit like oil and gas? Well, we're not done yet. Now the canola oil needs to get processed into margarine, then it needs to be packaged into plastic containers, not even a paper thingy. And now that our vegan margarine has been packaged, it goes into a temperature-controlled trailer, pulled to a grocery store by a commercial truck. Now, can anybody tell Quick Dick what powers a temperature-controlled van in a commercial vehicle? I'll give you a hint. You find it in these, and it was not the almond milk chai latte you had before you came to the protest this morning. You see, the answer to all of Quick Dick's questions that he's been giving you hints towards is oil and gas products. Is Quick Dick being a little ridiculous? Yes. Is Quick Dick against vegan diets? No. Does Quick Dick believe we should work towards a greener planet? Yes. All Quick Dick is saying is that if you're going to tell him that he has stolen your childhood, we don't do enough, and we are killing the planet, I have one request for you next time you go to a protest. Walk, crawl, swim, or row, eat twigs, wear clothes made out of leaves, make your signs out of cattails, because the rest of it uses oil and gas to be produced worldwide, and you're killing the planet. But that's just how Quick Dick sees it. This is Quick Dick with a Quick Dick Toonie.
All right, that was, I think, well done. I enjoyed that. Go check out the guy's YouTube channel. Quick Dick McDick is, I think, the name of the YouTube channel. This goes to show you when we have people that don't, work in farming or anything, just putting their opinions. These people who live in an apartment in their mom's basement commenting on how we should save the world via farming practices. Come on, guys. Let's let people that actually do the job do their job and help make these decisions. I think that the whole I'm going to save the planet by not eating meat is absolute frigging garbage. All right, this is another study here that Dr. Paul Mason, also a friend of mine who I've done a podcast with. Had dinner with Paul several times. And I think we're getting him back on the podcast in the near future. This is a study from Wang et al. 2019, looking at a series of case control studies comparing fiber, fiber in the diet versus less fiber in the diet. And what they show is that in many of the cases we see a reduction in glucose, hemoglobin A1C, and fasting insulin. And that sounds great. Okay, everybody should eat fiber because this is consistent with some of our epidemiology. Here's the catch, guys. In every one of these studies, they didn't control for carbohydrates. So all they did was basically they took carbohydrate out and replaced it with fiber. And so guess what? Well, our insulin went down, our glucose went down, and so forth. So so basically what all fiber is doing is knocking out carbohydrates, and this is a situation, not that fiber is necessarily particularly helpful for us, at least with regard to glucose stability. It's just replacing something that's worse. And so, and interestingly, they did have one study in this 13-case series, which the fiber was put into a low-carb diet, and guess what happened in that situation? Their glucose got worse, right? So it's conditionally beneficial, which I've been saying all along. Also in the study, they show that TMAO, oh my God, increased on the fiber-resistant starch argument. Again, that's probably a garbage argument again, but if people are worried about TMO and meat, well, guess what? They don't eat fucking fiber, right? So doesn't it all get so crazy, right? You got all this nuance and all this stuff. Anyway, all right, let's go on to Rogan. So Rogan on his most recent Instagram post says, "Hey dudes, I'm too fat," or something like that. He was talking about him and his buds, and he said, "I'm the heaviest I've been in a while," or something. Probably was, I don't know. Joe's got a tough life. I mean, I don't want to say he's got a tough life, but he has a very busy life in his schedule. Doing comedy clubs till 2:00 in the morning, a comedian. I mean, this is not a conducive to a necessarily ideally healthy lifestyle. I think he does a really good job, and he's very smart about what he does, with exercise, with all the other sort of hormetic stressors, whether it's heat exposure, cold exposure, those types of things. I think he's conscious about his diet. And so Joe has said, I'm going to do carnivore for the month of January. He's like 5 days in. He's saying he's already losing weight. He's feeling good. His energy level is high. I was able to chat with him a little bit, talking about a couple things that he might want to consider, paying attention to. and he's interested in the upcoming research that we've got going on, which I haven't mentioned heretofore, but this is going to be done via Harvard University, via David Ludwig and another lead researcher. So that will be coming out. They are in IRB right now, Institutional Review Board. Expect that process to take a month or so, and then probably data collection will start probably, I'd say, about March. Okay, so you guys stay tuned for that. If you want to participate in this study, and we were likely expecting thousands of you to do so, you will need to be at least 6 months on a carnivore diet. Doesn't mean 100% strict carnivore. We're going to separate that out so we know who's doing it that way. But if you're 90% or something like that, and you still want to be part of the trial, we're not going to turn you away for that stuff. Okay, guys? So that is, I think, very useful information. I think it's going to further our education. If we get to a point where we say, hey, maybe meat is not bad, let's stop beating up on meat, and let's really go after the crap, the processed food, and start really saying, hey, let's not legislate, try to get rid of cows out of the environment. Let's get rid of this bullshit that's in the diet. Let's get rid of let's if we're going to tax something, and I totally disagree with taxing stuff, but if we're going to pressure people not to eat something, let's get rid of the Oreos and the Doritos and the Twinkies and just the bullshit that's in the diet. That is likely, and get that message out there and let everybody know, and so it's not so confusing for people. Stop eating that ultra processed crap. Eat meat if you like it. Maybe it'll make your health better. I mean, there's so many people now that have discovered that. So anyway, this is an exciting time. Very excited for 2020. MeterX is going well. I'm really enjoying it. We're getting some great just interactions on that platform. It's free of censorship. And come on board in January, guys. Okay, have a great day. We'll talk to you on the next video, and be strong. Do what's right for you. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody. Listen to yourself. Experiment. Find out what works for your body, okay? Because we don't know. Nutrition science is, again, I'll say it over again, nutrition science, for longevity, for long-term predictions on disease, we just can't do it. We just don't have the studies that would support that. So some people will say we're going to make do with crappy level science. I disagree. I think we should either have high quality science, excellent rigor, or we should just say, hey, look, we can't figure it out. We should maybe, like Gordon Guyatt says, the father of evidence-based medicine, says we shouldn't have nutrition guidelines because we don't have evidence to support those guys. Anyway, guys, take care. See you next video.